Hello everyone, welcome back. Good evening. Hope you're having a good, it's Sunday, so hope you're having a good Sunday. We've got a lot to talk about tonight. We're going to get into it. We will be talking about breaking news. Jerome Powell possibly getting indicted, prosecuted by the Department of Justice, allegedly for failing to reduce interest rates. Is that allowed? Are you allowed to do that? Maybe? I don't know. Just leave the man alone. He's gonna be gone in a couple months anyway. I'm sure we can wait it out. I don't know, man. Trump really wants those rates to get cut. And I would explain that as part of the reason as to why we are currently starting off in the green for a lot of altcoins. Aptos, for whatever reason, decided to drop and flip its trend downwards, so I'm at a stop loss. I'm out. Aptos downtrend confirmed. Nothing I can do about it, okay? But we'll be talking about that. Potential war in Iran imminent. It seemed like, we've been talking about it's going to happen in 48 hours. We said that 72 hours ago, and now we're sending a lot of stuff over there to the Middle East. Maybe it's just, like cracking our knuckles without actually swinging. But I don't know. There's a lot of other reports coming out of potential military action that can start happening in Iran. Trump does express his concern with what is going on over there, the amount of people that are getting killed. So, seems like he might do something about it pretty soon. Maybe, just maybe. And if that does happen, I don't know. We could probably expect a drop. And that is not pretty. Hold on, let me take off my sweater. It's very hot. Okay. Other than that, we've got, Monero going absolutely crazy right now. I wonder why. We've talked about this, and it was predictable, but I just didn't believe it was going to happen. But it happened, so I guess congrats to Monero. All-time high, by the way, 20% up. And it's due to Zcash rotation, etc. We'll be talking about that. We'll also be talking about some testimonials, I guess, from traders on Polymarket and prediction markets. I'm kind of getting into it a bit more, so I might do a bit of a deep dive and then give my opinion on it all by the time we get to it. So let's go ahead and get into the analysis first, then we'll get into our news. I just slapped my mic. Okay, so Bitcoin is starting off the Sunday at 91,519. Great rise so far. We had a high of 91,780 within this current hour. So we're starting something strong. My position is in the green. I might close it a bit early. I don't know. It's going to be such a volatile week. We have so much going on. We're getting CPI, PPI, inflation data. We are also, that's just economic data. We're potentially getting into a war. We're getting the Clarity Act. We're getting the decision from the Supreme Court tariff ruling. That's this week. We're getting a bunch of meetings from foreign presidents. Maria Corina Machado, she's not a president yet, possibly not even ever, but she's going to be meeting with Trump. Delcy Rodriguez will also be meeting with Trump. Gustavo Petro, that's going to be in February, so that's a while from now, and he's irrelevant. Who cares? Oil is going a little crazy on the rise pretty recently. Interesting stuff this week. I don't know. I don't know how to react to it all. If it goes well, I do have altcoins that are already very much in the red that should benefit from it. If it goes wrong, I might as well close what I have, take whatever minimal profit I can before this gets a lot worse, if it does get worse. Because yes, this week can go great if there is no war and if the economic data is favorable for rate cuts and, everything is fine with whatever the meeting has to do between these Venezuelan leaders. What the decision is going to be. It seems like for now Trump is the president of Venezuela. So funny. So yeah, it could either go very well or it could go very bad. And I know I said before, I'm willing to take advantage of that volatility, but I don't know. We've got an early mover here. I'm going to talk about Aptos. We're down 2% almost, 178. Please load. $1.78, and It's still loading. Here we go. This was my position. It was in the green for a while. I didn't decide to take the profit. Whatever. It ended up crashing over here. And... oh. Seems like we're still on an uptrend. Hey, maybe a generational buying opportunity. Whatever. Hit my stop loss. I'm out of it for now. It didn't really flip the trend over, interestingly. Did it for USDC? It did for USDC. And this is kind of what I'm expecting either way. Oh, look at this. We did have a downtrend here that I seem to have ignored. Interesting. So, I actually think Aptos might not be able to continue on the rise based off of this. I've focused more on the downtrend. I don't know. It's anybody's game at this point. And maybe the super trend flipping is a false signal, but I'm going to stay out of it for now. It seemed like a good entry over here, and yeah, I mean, ideally I was in profit because I entered at the perfect bottom, but we ended up going a bit lower to a very risky area, potential trend change toward the downside. Didn't want to take exposition to that, so I would rather get hit with a stop loss from that. The level I was looking at over here was after October 10. This point, that's where we are right now. This is the downtrend that I currently see, which I've completely missed the first time, right? Although, yeah, it was kind of on me. Obviously, Aptos overall has a bunch of downtrends to take care of, this being one of them. So it's going to take a while for Aptos to do something great. Even the resistance levels, they don't even point at $2 anymore. Pivot level is 184, who cares about that? We're looking at 194, which is where I had my previous take profit. Didn't hit, whatever. We're on our way down right now. It's looking like we could hit $1.67. No laughing at 6-7 jokes in 2026. I feel like that's the support level that we could reach for Aptos. Does that mean I'm going to short right now? No, probably not. It's giving me mixed signals, so I'm going to stay out of it. Weird stuff going on with Aptos. Okay, no problem. Moving on to the rest. I mean, I didn't really talk much about Bitcoin here. In terms of support, it's also not looking that great, is it? A resistance level, if you do expect Bitcoin to rise, it's going to hit 94,000. If you're long right now, so am I would estimate 94,000 would be an area for exiting, potentially, if we are going to start expecting a new downtrend, because if we become overbought at 94,000, which we absolutely can, by the way, RSI is at 57, almost 60. In order for that to rise to 70, it's not that far off. We might see a bounce over here. Why is that a bad thing? Because you will start to see a bit of a downtrend going on over here if we're not able to make a higher high, right? We need anything above 95,000 for Bitcoin, and the next resistance after this is at 97,000. Will we hit 97,000? Given all this volatility that's going on this week, we probably can. That's only if everything is favorable, and it would be naive to assume that it will be. So I think it's best to play it a bit safe. Assume a downtrend. You could expect price to rise up to 94,000 max this week is what I expect. And then it's going to be downtrend from here. Potentially super trend rises a bit from this movement upward, which would indicate that, I don't know, I'm assuming at a 90,000 level it would invalidate, which it can absolutely do, invalidate that and flip its trend over like this, and then you'd be looking at the 88,500 support level, which is also where we do coincide with whatever this uptrend line is, until the week is over at least. I don't know if any of that made sense. It makes sense to me. I'll summarize it again. Rise to 94,000. Resistance level, lower high, price bounces lower. We start to form a bit of a downtrend, which can absolutely happen. Super trend rises to 90,000 and validation approximately. I don't know exactly where that's going to happen. We crash below 90,000. We lose the uptrend, apparently from super trend, although we are still keeping this longer term uptrend line over here. Great, which I'll get to. We form a downtrend, super trend aligns with whatever this downtrend line creates, right? Based off the drawing over here. And we would approach our support level at 88,500, which is where we also hit this uptrend line. That's going to be the most important thing to look at. Whatever happens at around 88,500. how price behaves. If we bounce back up here, we invalidate the downtrend, we continue higher, and then we head to 100K in the upcoming months. Or we just, continue with our bear market case. We make lower lows. This was the dead cat bounce to maximum 90, almost 95,000, right? 94,750. So that could happen. Just beware. That's my little warning to you. But I don't know. I might just hold on to it for now. Nothing ever happens. It rises to 94,000 upon news that Jerome Powell might get kicked out. He might resign. I don't know what's going to happen. He released a statement. We'll get into that in our news. That seems to be the main case, the main driver of this rise currently. I could just take some profit right now and invalidate whatever loss I made on Aptos. Not invalidate it, but like buffer. I don't know how to say it. Like neutralize. You get the point. I lost 50. I remake that $50 over here with Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid, by the way, on the rise. Perfect timing. And Bitcoin making 77, 78 right now. It could make a lot more though. What does a take profit at 94,000 give me? I'm just curious. 231, I like that. I'm just going to leave it there just in case, because that's where I do plan to get out. Although not exactly here. Just give me 200 actually. Whatever this will be, 93,700 something. No, 600 less 500, 550. There you go, with fees included. All right, that's good. I'm exiting the position at 93,550 if we do ever hit that, which we absolutely can, because that's my little expectation. A potential start of a downtrend at some point, wherever we make our high this week at 94,000. If we even get to do that, then that's what I expect. If this doesn't happen, if Bitcoin stops rising where we are right now, because, I don't know, Monday, 10 a.m. drop, whatever you want to call it, manipulation, last bit of manipulation you can squeeze out of the markets before the Clarity Act passes, the market structure bill that will avoid that. We crash down over here, make a downtrend, I'll just be buying more Bitcoin. Easy, simple as that. I'll lower my average price and we'll keep DCAing, or war with Iran, whatever the case may be. Crashes the price, we'll just buy more, even though the take profit was never hit. I'm totally fine with that. Okay, so that's my thoughts on Bitcoin for now. Potential downtrend. Get ready. We'll see how price behaves at 94,000. If we're able to rip past this, everything is bullish, we hit 97,000. Guaranteed for this week. If everything bullish. Bull case, 97,000. Normal case, 94,000 and drop. I don't know. Ethereum is kind of following the pattern that I drew as well. How high can we rise? We got new pivot levels, so resistance at 3,268. And look where this is just perfect coincidence, okay? Second resistance at 3,415. That's like right at the end where I drew this line. Maybe we do hit that in a bull case. In a bull case, of course. Otherwise, I'm going to expect the exact same thing that I drew with Bitcoin, which is, let me just delete this. You kind of get my projection, right? My projection was 1-to-1 perfectly accurate. I know I'm perfect at what I do, right? Ethereum should rise to 2,670. No 6-7 jokes. Drop to 3,000, and this is going to be important to see how it behaves at 3,000. And then you'll have your new downtrend line drawn something like this. If that is the case, potential start of a downtrend, right? Depending on whatever happens at 3,000. If we are able to bounce back up from 3,000, don't worry about any downtrends. We will continue higher, but that's going to probably take until next week. I don't think we're going to rise this high, drop that low that much this week. We probably can, honestly, but in a normal world, no. But anything is possible. And maybe even the super trend rises and would invalidate sooner if we start approaching 3,000 again. Obviously, if we do anything below 3,000, you're guaranteed to be in a bearish trend once again, at least in the 4-hour chart. So just pay close attention to this resistance, 3,270, 67, no, 68. What did I say originally? Yeah, 3,268. Okay, whatever. I'm mixing up my numbers again. I'm tired. Solana's on the rise. We'll explain why. Potential partnership with Twitter. X. Nikita Bear, one of the devs there. He's also a head advisor for Solana, so obviously something in correlation. We'll discuss it in the news section. I do have an article talking about it. Look at this. I also drew potential resistance at 150 for this week. And we basically got that. Resistance 2 level, bull case for Solana is at 149.30, basically 150. I'm just perfect at what I'm doing here. Currently on the rise right now, up 4% to $142.15. We're approaching resistance at 144.45. And uptrend invalidates at 131 currently. That's not bad. Solana's going strong right now. But there's reasons behind it. Monero is the strongest. There's no doubt about this. We did it, guys. We hit a new all-time high. Congratulations to Monero. I pointed out early signals. I posted this screenshot on Discord, by the way. By the way, I will open a new link for Discord. If you want to join, it's going to be active for 1 week only. Not sponsored. I know. It's just basically a little server where I post my trades and give my thoughts on random news, obviously related to crypto. So if you want to join it, it will be linked in the description after the stream. If I remember to put it. I probably will forget, but that's fine. I'll put it eventually. Some people are already in there and it's great. Okay, that's enough self-plug. Monero at $573 and, well, $574. Crazy volatility, crazy move upward, crazy 20% rise. RSI at 88. What happened? We hit a high of 600, basically. 599.59, new all-time high. The previous all-time high was 517. And we just approached 600. Like, that's how big the rise is. All of a sudden. We saw this coming, like I said. Zcash had all their devs resign. It looks like their next project is just going to be the same thing, or probably even worse. People didn't like that at all. Loses confidence from investors. What's the next best privacy coin? Or probably the best? Monero itself, endorsed by John McAfee. We'll talk more about Monero as well. I do have some articles about it and why it is great. Super trend is rising up at 444, continuing to rise still. Pivot level, kind of predicting a resistance at 610. It's looking really good. Really good. I had the option of entering. I was like, dude, should I go long? I'm like, it's already very high up, and I don't know if we'll be able to continue higher. It looks like we did, and I should have. I missed out on a 20% return. If I had 3x leverage, that's 60%. Oh well, whatever. Well, what do I do now? Neither long nor short. This thing can continue rising or it can have a catastrophic drop. I don't think either will happen. I mean, it's gonna like reduce a little bit and flatline or continue higher, maintaining its uptrend for now. So I wouldn't really do much in here. Just admire the rise. Look at it go. Yeah. Why can't Bitcoin do this? But yeah, all the people from Zcash, the privacy ecosystem, flowing into Monero now. How is Zcash doing? Probably not great. Oh, it's up 9%. Okay, well, there we go. Contradicting ourselves. I mean, 9% for after a, what is this, 30% drop. What do you call this? If anything, now is a great time to maybe start considering short position on Zcash. Will I do that? We're in a downtrend for sure. If we approach pivot level, I might. This does continue rising. And it would be a good hedge either way, because I'm already long on Bitcoin and hype. So if everything does continue, starts dropping, then yeah, Zcash should also do the same thing, and I could take advantage of that. I don't think Zcash will be able to recover and stay strong. I think Monero is going to take all of their clients and momentum, right, that privacy ecosystems have. So yeah, rest in peace Zcash. Shouldn't have had all your devs resign. Weird stuff with the devs all the time with these guys. Okay, well that's Zcash and Monero for you. Sui is doing absolutely nothing at 182 still. It's holding strong. You know, we're up still. 167 is where price invalidates. Similar support level to what we saw with Aptos. No laughing at 6-7 jokes. Down 1.67%. Nice. Hyperliquid. It's on its way up. Perfect. So this is the entry that I did yesterday. Looks like I timed the perfect bottom, almost. And we're doing good. Could I take a profit here? Maybe. I'll let it rise. It's showing resistance at 27 and 28 cents. That's a bit too much in my opinion. And then the next level being at 30. This just means that whatever this is, the $26.29 should absolutely get hit without a doubt. I'm going to keep this here and let it rise. Let's see how that goes. Either way, my stop loss, of course, being at 23.40, where uptrend invalidates. And we have a support level that's $22.66. Okay. Yeah, it's not bad. I like it. I like what I'm seeing so far with Hyperliquid. Good. Moving on. Chainlink, $13.35. Still maintaining its uptrend. Didn't drop to where I wanted it to. Seems like 1250 is becoming less of a probability as time goes on. So rest in peace to my potential entry. It's not going to happen. As of right now, our support level, if you do want to enter in an uptrend, you're looking at $12.73. Anything below that. But above $12.59, of course. Otherwise, your uptrend would invalidate and you're better off shorting. Not financial advice. But at these prices, not much I could really do other than watch it. Would you even call this a rise? We're up 1%. Fine, whatever. Let it do its thing. I'd be more focused on this second resistance level if we are able to make a big rise like this. And I'm talking like about a rise of 10% almost to $14.69. That's where we converge with a downtrend and a resistance line. We'll see how it reacts over there before, of course, 15 being a very important psychological level, previous resistance in the past. So this week will be important for Chainlink as well. And Chainlink is very useful. It's a very good coin. I don't know how many times I have to explain it, but it's really good. I like Chainlink. BitTensor also holding strong, up 2% today. Very volatile. I love it. 288 is the current price. And area of accumulation, beautifully right over here, between 258 and 263. If we do get a nice drop over here, I will absolutely be putting in my father's life savings, and we go max long on BitTensor. Maybe. Is that appropriate? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. If that does happen, I will be buying it like that. Resistance, of course, being at 300, and then after that, 324. Do we really care about the rest over here? We don't got to worry about it if we don't even know if it's going to rise yet, but if a bounce is confirmed over here, then we're good. And then we talked about Aptos already. Seems like it's already on its way up, as if nothing happened. I don't know, not really. 178 is that price. It's not really doing much. I was hoping for a rise over here, but it didn't do it. Seems like it might be difficult. I would agree that the uptrend is kind of dying, though. Potentially. So I'm staying out of Aptos for now. It's in a conflicted area. And that's it. Alright, let's get into the news section. We have a lot to go over. So we'll take it one step at a time. And I'm getting crazy notifications. Yes, no laughing at 6-7 jokes in 2026. How many times have I said 6-7 in this stream? Okay. This is nothing. So the biggest news that I have is this. Part of the reason why I said Bitcoin is rising. Ignore whatever this is. Federal prosecutors open inquiry into Fed Chair Powell. Federal prosecutors are said to have opened inquiry into Fed Chair Powell. Okay, well, repeating the same thing. The summary is federal prosecutors in Washington, D.C. have opened a criminal investigation into Federal Reserve Chair Jerome H. Powell, according to officials briefed on the situation. The inquiry focuses on the central bank's renovation of its Washington headquarters and whether Powell lied to Congress about the project's scope. Oh, so we're doing this over the construction thing. Remember the picture with Trump and Powell with their construction hats with the new Federal Reserve building that was being made? Interesting. Powell lied to Congress about the project's scope. Okay. The investigation, which includes analysis of Powell's public statements and spending records, was approved in November by Jeanine Pirro, a Trump ally and a head of the U.S. Attorney's Office. The renovation project, which began in year 22, is expected to be completed in year 27, is estimated to be about $700 million over budget. Powell's term as Fed chair ends in May, though his term as a governor runs through January 2028. So he's still going to be on the team. He's just not going to be the chair. The chair is now going to be, well, he's going to get replaced by possibly Kevin Hassett, is the biggest odds as of right now. Really? That's crazy. He posted this extensive video of a whopping 2 minutes long. He says that the DOJ is threatening the Fed with criminal charges for refusing to follow President Trump's interest rate demands. I thought this was the reason. It seems like it is. I don't know. And people are like, yeah, well, you got to lower the rates then. So we'll see what comes of that. We don't know yet. I'm not going to click this because it's dead people, but President Trump said that he will hit Iran hard if the Islamic regime starts killing the protesters. So we're moving on to talking about Iran right now. Look at the amount of bodies. Watch the whole clip. Watch it yourself. I'm not showing you this. Our sources on the ground report that the Iranian regime is demanding payments of around $4,000 for the return of the bodies that were murdered during the anti-regime protests. That's crazy. So you kill the people and you say, hey, pay us $4,000 if you want the body back. If the families can't pay, the bodies will be buried in mass graves after bullets are removed, and relatives are not informed of the burial locations of their murdered family members. That is insane. You're just begging for Trump to come in and take over your country by now. So, what are we doing in Iran? Trump was aboard a plane. So we have audio only news reporters asking him questions type thing. He said that Iran is starting to cross my red line. Nice grammar. Iran is starting to cross the red line. There seems to be some people killed that aren't supposed to be killed. Okay. We are looking at it very seriously. The military is looking at it. We are looking at some very strong options. We're going to war, basically. We also have the Khan news claiming that the US is preparing to strike Iran. Israel opens bomb shelters in Gush Dan metropolitan area, which includes Tel Aviv. Shelters in Tel Aviv have been opened due to the possibility of an Iranian response to an upcoming US airstrike. Strike. The Israeli security establishment estimates that any Iranian response to a US attack would include launching ballistic missiles into Israel. Multiple US KC-135R Stratotankers and B-52 bombers have departed from Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar in recent hours. At least one tanker is currently airborne. US drones are also operating close to Iranian airspace, and we also have this that came out from the Israel War Room. There are unconfirmed reports of US military aircraft movements near Iran following a White House post 2 hours ago. They posted, "God bless our troops." Why would they post that? Shortly after, Reza Pahlavi released a video saying, "Iran's freedom is near. We are not alone. International assistance will arrive soon." Who is this guy? Crown Prince of Iran. So he is, he's basically the guy of the Iranian people. Yeah, we've talked about this guy, the Crown Prince. Because they did ask Trump about, okay, well, if Ayatollah gets overthrown, IRGC gets regime change, who's going to lead Iran? Will it be Reza Pahlavi? And Trump said, I do not want to comment on that. So, yeah, seems like, hey, he is all for it. Iran's freedom is near. We're not alone. And international assistance will arrive soon. So he is very confident in that. I will talk about this post too, by the way, with the Nike stuff. Very funny. There's also this now against war against Elon Musk with Iran here. Forbes reports that Iran has successfully shut down Starlink. The kill switch. Iran shuts down Starlink internet for the first time. The author describes this as a major escalation. We have not seen this before. How is it done? Iran reportedly used military jammers to disrupt Starlink's satellite signals, starting with 30% disruption of uplink, downlink traffic and escalating to over 80%. This exploits Starlink's reliance on GPS, which Iran has jammed since its 2025 conflict with Israel, causing widespread blackouts. Experts call it a kill switch tactic amid protests, costing Iran $1.56 million hourly in economic losses. That's crazy. First such instance for Starlink. So they're jamming the signal, and people are, because they're posting a lot of stuff already. We're seeing all the videos circulating about what's happening in Iran. Ayatollah does not want that stuff circulating on the internet, so he shuts down the internet. Starlink arrives, and now he's jamming Starlink signals. Okay. And Trump is also calling Elon to talk about Iran's internet. A reporter asked, "Can you send Starlink to Iran, sir, to help the people on the ground with the internet blackout for more than 72 hours? Trump said that we're going to be talking about that. We may get the internet going if that's possible. We may speak to Elon because he's very good at that kind of thing. In fact, I'm going to call him as soon as I'm finished with you." So, seems like Elon and Trump are still buddies, whether you like it or not. This also happened. So there was obviously anti-Iran protests also being displayed in the United States and Los Angeles. And some guy in a U-Haul truck, by the way, what is this guy doing up here? You guys see that? What is this? I'm assuming he's just another protester trying to stop the truck or something. Yeah, he just plowed through the crowd, and I don't know how many people are injured or possibly killed from that. The truck that rammed crowd in Los Angeles had anti-regime slogan painted on the side. So this is like a pro-IRGC guy running over all these people who are protesting against the IRGC for the Iranian Revolution, for regime change, right? This guy, he's very pro-Ayatollah then, and he's running all these people over. The truck that hit protesters had a large banner reading, "No Shah, no regime. USA don't repeat 1953. No mullah." It's still unclear who was behind the wheel or what the motive was. Obviously, we already know. Truck plows into it. Multiple victims. A driver rammed a U-Haul truck straight into protesters gathered in LA. The scene exploded into panic as the truck accelerated into the crowd, sending people running. Witnesses say the driver didn't slow down. He just pushed through and kept going. No updates yet on the driver's identity, but LAPD has launched an investigation. It seems like we kind of already know. Chaos erupts after U-Haul truck plows through massive Iran protests, with multiple people reportedly struck. In Los Angeles on Veterans Avenue during an anti-Iranian regime protest involving pro-monarchist groups from the Iranian diaspora. Look at, they broke the window. Multiple people were injured. Witnesses say several were nearly run over. The driver is now in custody. Bomb squad units have responded. Law enforcement are also working on the scene. Is still developing. So this is like premeditated. Oh, dude, they surrounded the guy. He's done. He's out. This is the driver. Are they going to beat him or what? Am I about to see violence here? I mean, this is already violence, but... Okay. Yeah, here it is. Protesters attempt to assault and possibly kill the driver of the U-Haul truck that drove through an Iranian pro-monarchist anti-regime march today in Los Angeles, only barely being held back by officers with the Los Angeles Police Department. That's crazy. Look, even the police are just like, guys, leave the man alone. We're gonna take law into our own hands. They shattered this window. That's crazy. And this is the guy. We can see his face. What even happens in this video? Oh, he's just shouting back at them. No remorse. All these people want to lynch this guy for running over people. That's crazy. Well, good thing I don't live there, am I right? That's been going on in the world. Here's the post, a funny post. Nike's marketing department is having a wild year so far. First thing, the outfit that Nicolas Maduro was in, Nike. And then people, you know, I showed you guys this video of the Iranian flag being taken down and replaced with this other Iranian flag, which seems to be what's going to happen if the regime change does occur. This guy was sporting Nike shoes. Nike is just everywhere. Have their prices been rising at all? I haven't looked at Nike in a while. I mean, it's Sunday right now, so obviously we're not going to know, but Surely. I mean, these posts were from before. Has anything happened with Nike? It's got a good uptrend rising. Do I even have it? I might. No, I don't. I might have sold. I absolutely did sell. Where's the Canadian market? Oh, well, that's not it. What is this? Okay, whatever. I sold for profit either way at some point in life. I don't know why it's not showing me the... Oh, it might have been TSX. No, it's not. What is this? Why did it reset? That's so cringe. Anyway, get out of here. Get out of here. Moving on to Venezuela. Trump posted this. On Wikipedia, if you look up the president of Venezuela, apparently, acting president of Venezuela, Donald Trump, incumbent January 2026. And the vice president is JD Vance. That is pretty funny. Is this actually real? Venezuela president Wikipedia. That's Wikipedia, right? President of Venezuela. No, it's this lady, Delcy Rodriguez. List of presidents of Venezuela. Okay, so what is it? It's probably just a meme post. Venezuela. President, do we see? That's not Trump. I thought that was Trump. Venezuelan presidential crisis. Nope. Venezuelan presidential election. Nope. So, which is it then? It's probably fake then. I mean, posted by the official Trump account, so it's just an edit then. Venezuela just proved the Bitcoin bull case and no one is paying attention. Okay, so we're going to talk about the relation with crypto and this whole Venezuela stuff. Maduro used Tether to move 80% of Venezuela's oil revenue. Billions in sanctions evasion, settled on Tron since 2020. Then the US made a phone call, Tether froze the wallets, game over. That's the issue with stablecoins, right? The centralization of it all. Everyone is currently focused on the arrest, but the real story is the lesson every finance minister on earth just learned in real time. Stablecoins are a leash, not an escape. If someone can freeze it, then it isn't money. It doesn't solve sovereignty. And that's why Monero is good. No, I'm kidding. First principles. USDT is dollar plumbing without Swift. Faster, cheaper, still has a CEO, still has a compliance department, still picks up when Washington calls. This is why USDT adoption exploded. 71-year-old grandmothers in Caracas pay their HOA fees in Tether now. What is HOA fee? Homeowners Association fee. Okay, so your property taxes. But useful is not what sovereignty is. The entire value proposition for sanctions evasion just got publicly falsified. Now do the game theory. You are Iran, Russia, any country hedging against dollar weaponization. You just watched Venezuela's crypto solution get shut off like a light switch. Where do you put your reserves now? USDT, that's compromised. Yuan, it's got political strings. Gold, yeah, good luck sending $500 million across borders in 10 minutes. It's not going to happen. CBDCs, you got the same kill switch and government branding. There's exactly one asset that clears final settlement without asking permission from anyone. And that is Bitcoin. This is the ad that Bitcoin never had to buy. The most desperate, highest stakes capital on earth just learned there is only one door. Price doesn't reflect it yet, but it will. Basically meaning that Bitcoin will solve all this. But even better, Monero will solve all that even better. Because it's private. And when it comes to governments sending stuff around, if the governments are going to do criminal activity, then they might as well use Monero. Just saying. Okay, what else did we have? We talked about this yesterday, was breaking news at the time. The UK government was working with Canada and Australia to launch a coordinated ban on X on Twitter. Of course, this is an issue because banning X in Canada, Australia, and the UK will almost certainly trigger widespread social unrest in the short term and destroy any remaining societal trust in government. It would crush any illusion of freedom, being some sort of cornerstone of our national identities. China bans Western social media on ideological grounds and only allows its citizens to use state-approved social apps And we're basically going to be doing the exact same thing. X is already too big, too powerful, and far too important for a democratic government to ban. And that takes us to this point. Canada, it seems like we have rejected Keir Starmer on this thing. Rare Canada W, finally. Despite taking a call with Keir Starmer, the Prime Minister of UK, on the matter yesterday, that the Canadian government has said that we want nothing to do with banning X. So there we go. Twitter will stay active, at least for me. Keir Starmer tried to encourage Canada to join him in a multi-country ban. Take the L, buddy. Okay, what are we doing there? So Canada rules out banning X. Great. But the UK and Australia, they're still in talks for coordinated action. Get your act together. Don't ban X. You're just going to look like you're censoring. So far, countries where X is banned is in Iran, China, Russia, Myanmar, Venezuela, North Korea, and Turkmenistan, which obviously you can get around by using a VPN. The countries trying to ban X was the UK, Canada, and Australia. We don't really fit with all these countries. What are we doing? But hey, at least Canada's staying out of it. So it's all up to the UK and Australia now. Do your worst. I don't care. I mean, UK at this point is a joke. I've already talked about, like, you post a meme and you get arrested for it. It's all, everybody's reported on it extensively, so there's no point in going over that again. This was pretty funny, just on a side note. Twitter has been suspended for violating X rules, apparently. If you go to @Twitter, it's suspended. Pretty funny. The reason is just a humorous meme about Twitter's rebranding to X in 2023. So the screenshot jokingly shows the old Twitter account as suspended for violating X's rules. Is just how the original platform, the bird logo, were phased out. It's not a real suspension, just satire on the change. So yeah, that was the side note. Okay. Now, speaking of Twitter, there's people complaining about the algorithm recently. A little change that's been going on. Nikita Beer admits that X accounts only get a certain amount of engagement allotted to them per day, with frequent posters experiencing decreased engagement. And I've kind of noticed this as well. Like, how did I not notice this big news that just happened kind of deal? And I've even had to go to my following tab because my homepage was not that well. It mainly affects creators, though, the ones that are actually making the posts. They care about the engagement that happens on their posts. So they're the main noticers of this. And he apparently deleted his tweet, Nikita Beer, he's the developer at X, about how there's a reach meter. Why did you delete it? If it exists, we should know about it, no? Isn't this app entirely built around transparency and the truth? People are saying stuff like, yo, what happened to crypto Twitter? I don't see who I follow, nor my friends. And then he says, in October, a new myth started circulating in crypto Twitter that you need to reply hundreds of times per day to grow an account. However, each time you post, it uses some of your reach for that day. We can't show all your posts to all your followers because the average user only views 20 to 30 posts per day. Well, not me. I view like 200 or something. I don't know. So crypto Twitter ends up wasting all their reach on replying GM hundreds of times. And when they finally post real content, like a project announcement, it only gets shown to 3 people. And crypto Twitter is dying from suicide, not from the algorithm. Okay, I could agree with that part with the GM. That stuff is annoying because we see random Twitter accounts, not to name names, but like Radium, Solana, Pump Fun developers, right? They just post good morning, GM, that's it. And that's the way they get their engagement. And then when something actually important happens, like for example, the stablecoin that was issued by that one state using Solana, I forget what the state was. I think it was Wyoming. Like I had to like manually search for that. It didn't show up on my timeline. So that's what we're talking about here. Literally. And then he also untagged himself from the post as well. So he's like, he doesn't want anything to do with this because he deleted this post right after basically leaking what goes on behind the scenes and why there's not a lot of engagement on some other people's posts, especially on crypto Twitter. So there's that. Now this has also come out. Don't know if it's 100% true. This guy's got questionable reputation, but sure. Elon Musk's X has started going all in on crypto, allegedly. Today it was announced, allegedly, that X will launch built-in price tracking for crypto tokens and stocks directly from the timeline. This is a massive move as X has 700 million global users. This is almost 200 million more than the total number of Bitcoin holders, but it's just the beginning. Elon Musk has previously said that he wants to make X the everything app, which is true. This means that the next possible step for X will be in-app trading and payment services. Big if true. We did hear about XPay coming soon. With crypto already getting regulatory clarity, it's highly likely that X will enable crypto trading and payment services this year too. That would be great. I would love to, if I just click on something over here and it opens like a trading view chart and I can buy or sell Bitcoin, put my lines, my Fibonacci retracements, my super trends, whatever I use. That would be cool. It would indeed be the everything app, right? You got AI, you've got the chat, you can view other stuff, join I don't know much about the communities. I'm assuming that's more like, I don't know, a Discord server. I don't know too much about it. Oh, that's not what I meant. What else do you have? Spaces, I guess, like a live streaming thing. You can live stream as well. So you can also upload videos. Literally, this could replace YouTube, right? And yeah, stuff like that. Articles as well. Instead of you posting your own stuff on irrelevant websites like CNBC, MSNBC, CNN, nobody's going to click on that and click on your article. Just upload a post to X and have your article there and everybody will just view it easily. It would get promoted easier, faster. Everybody will be able to see it. Stuff like that. I do believe it has the potential to become the everything app. Okay, with crypto already getting regulatory clarity, it's highly likely that X will enable... Okay, I said that. Imagine 700 million users getting access to crypto at once. It will probably be an even bigger event than the ETF approval. I don't know about that, but sure. It'll be good overall. And the source... X's head of product, Nikita Beer, announced smart cash tags for real-time price tracking of assets like stocks and crypto smart contracts directly in timelines, aiming for public release next month. So this is true. His post literally talks about that. The rest about the in-app trading, that's all speculative, but it aligns with Elon's everything app vision, which, like I said, big if true. So it's looking good so far. I like what they're doing. I approve. You have my stamp of approval. And here's, Solana quote tweeting all this stuff. Here's more information about it. Nikita Beer posted, X is the best source for financial news and hundreds of billions of dollars are deployed based on things people read here, which is also true. We are building smart cash tags. This is the post that we were referencing. It allows you to specify the exact asset or smart contract when posting a ticker. From timeline, users will be able to tap them and see its real-time price, along with all mentions of that asset. So that's basically like doing the dollars BTC, right? I'm assuming that's what it is. And you'll be able to just see the price of Bitcoin, because you kind of already see that, I think, over here. It should show you like a chart, right? Oh, well, not anymore. Not like user charts, like an actual chart. I guess it doesn't show anymore. Okay, well, thank you. Are you sure? I swear it used to show you. No, never mind. So it seems like they're going to enable that though, but in your timeline. And you could just click on it easily when you see a post about it with the ticker on it. From the timeline, they'll be able to see that. We're aiming to collect feedback as we iterate toward a public release next month. Here's the smart cash tag. Buy $B. And then you could click on it and you can see that. And then you can either buy or sell. That would be cool if you actually can do that. I like it. And then... Masterclass feature rollout. Rage bait all of crypto Twitter with the unclear algorithm insight. Delete the rage bait. Announce a crypto specific feature coming to X. There you go. It got everybody's attention. I got my attention, so congrats. He says that you have to get on everyone's algorithm before you announce the niche feature, which is also true. To kind of circumvent all that stuff that he said, all the good morning posts, and then when you post something important, you don't see it because your posts only gets shown a certain amount of times per day on people's algorithms. this is the way to circumvent that. So crazy. But Nikita hates crypto Twitter. He says, my bags are literally in my bio. He obviously loves crypto Twitter. And the bags that he's talking about is Solana, because he is an advisor for Solana. Also venture partner for, I don't know what Lightspeed is. No clue. Ex-founder of Gas App Team. What even is this? Ex-founder of the TBH app. I think I've seen the TBH app. People post this on their Instagram. Acquired by Facebook, yeah. Head of product of X. Advisor for Solana, and then Solana's like, yeah, same. And the fact that we might get all this stuff powered by Solana wouldn't surprise me, because we have ties to Nikita Bear on it. So there you go. That's my thoughts on all that. Okay, Monero. I think I didn't really organize this properly, so I might be all over the place. Why Monero is good? Because it works. There's no venture capitals, no billionaires shilling it, except for John McAfee. No paid key opinion leaders. I think that's what it stands for. Just tech that works out of the box, which is true. It does its function, and that's all you really got to care about. Privacy. If Monero becomes the black market gold, the market cap will be 1 trillion plus, and the price will be $50,000 per Monero. Okay, I don't know about that. But, I mean, if this does happen, if the market cap does reach 1 trillion, that might just be the case. Let me do the math. Let me fact check this in real time. Might embarrass myself live, but we'll do it anyway. Monero is currently number 13 on the market cap list. Lovely. So we've got 18.44 million Monero's tokens in circulation, each one at the price of 583. With a market cap of 10 billion. If the market cap was 1 trillion, I think that's 1 trillion. This is always rough. Billion, million, thousand, hundred, yes. Assuming I didn't miss anything. And we have, you divide this by the circulating supply, 18.44 million. 18 million 440 000, that's the million. Yeah, each Monero token would be worth $54,000, $55,000, $50,000. Yeah, you're right. Okay, sure. This will only happen when central bank digital currencies are dominating, when cash vanishes, when privacy becomes luxury, and the states push surveillance to the maximum. Economic pressure forces people into an off-grid capital. They're obviously going to pick Monero. You can do Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is traceable on the blockchain. Monero, you can't do that. And that's why people love it. So it's not absurd. It's the rational endgame of global digital authoritarianism. Which, yeah, man, the government wants to see what you're doing with your cryptos. They kind of already do that. Oh my gosh, we're on the rise right now with Bitcoin. I am making good money. I don't know if I should sell. I'm just keeping this take profit here. Whatever. What did I want to do? I wanted to look at... Oh yeah, how high can this rise? If it does reach 1 trillion, you're expecting this thing to be number 2 guaranteed. And I don't know if that's going to happen. Definitely not. In terms of like doubling its market cap, sure. Like being worth more than Cardano, I think it deserves to do that. What does Cardano even do anymore? Why is Dogecoin still at a 23 billion market cap? Get that thing out of the top 10, please and thank you. I love how it decoupled heavily from Shiba Inu. They used to be neck and neck with each other. Shiba Inu is all the way at 24 with a 5 billion market cap as of right now. Memes are dead. But privacy season, Monero should rise. Where is Zcash? Number 18. Okay. Yeah, this fell off, dude. Rest in peace, Zcash. Going from a market cap of... at 1.10 billion. So yeah, basically where Monero is right now. 10 billion market cap. Losing $4 billion in a matter of a week since the devs have resigned. That sucks. Sucks to be you. Here's the bull posting about John McAfee. I wish John McAfee was alive to see Monero at all-time highs. I'm sure he would have loved it. Imagine his bull posting right now. The Monero prophecy, the divinely chosen medium of exchange. But is he really dead? Because people rule out, like, did he really commit suicide? What was the case? He was, like, convicted of, like, tax evasion, the most dumb thing to be convicted of. Like, he did a lot of other stuff. Allegedly, he shot and killed his neighbor or because he poisoned his dogs or something at his island. I don't know, something crazy like that. He's also been from police, having parties with a bunch of girls. I don't know, man. I that could be made up. I don't know. I don't remember. I watched like a podcast interview like years ago, and that was it. That's all I know about the guy. And the antivirus thing, of course, that's how he became a billionaire. And he didn't pay his taxes. He's been escaping to different islands, Caribbean islands, then in Spain. That's where he was getting extradited from Spain prison to the United States, where he was going to get his charges read to him. And then the day before he was supposed to be extradited, he was found apparently suicided in his cell. And he posted something as well. John McAfee. Yes, I'm following a dead guy. I know. Didn't he post something like as soon as he died? Like, if you're reading this post, I did not kill myself. It was the government. They're trying to silence me and all this stuff. I don't know. It would happen years ago. I'm not going to find it. I mean, even here he's talking about who is Satoshi, I think, in this video. I love how there's like tinfoil all around him. That's so funny. That's so funny. I love John McAfee. All right, so there's that. Moving on from Monero, let's talk about the Polymarkets and the Kalshis of the world, the trading prediction markets. People are actually making good money with this stuff, and I probably might too. I really want to. There's one guy called Catboy Autist. All right, pal, what a name. Turned $1,000 into $200,000 in 4 months. Here's how he did it. 21-year-old, 200x this portfolio on Kalshi. Studies computer science with a strong GPA. He's just like me for real, except for the Catboy part. What are you doing? And the autist. I'm not autistic. He has no internships. He looks for income elsewhere. He spends his life spotting mispriced markets online. He also flips items on RuneScape and Roblox for fun, if you even know what that is. I'm sure we do. He finds Kalshi. He realizes his edge finally pays real money. He starts trading instead of grinding for an entry-level job. He defines fair value and trades mispriced opportunities. Balances high variance 25 to 60 cent trades with 70 to 90 cent junk bonds. That's crazy numbers. This strategy lets me profit on more than 80% of markets, is what he says. Locks in to mention markets early. Mentions. Okay, profits from frequent inefficiencies and fast resolutions. So he doesn't even wait for things to, get completed. Trades late nights with data, discipline, and patience, and he eventually turns 1,000 into 200,000 in 4 months. Here's what he posted as well. He's officially reached 200k on Kalshi. Okay. And then it is just his whole journey. I'm not reading all that, but I guess congratulations. Really good. Here's another instance of a trader making over $1,000 by just betting $48 on the weather on Polymarket. That is crazy. Betting on the weather, you're basically a meteorologist. He has 1,420 predictions. That's a lot of days. Or weathers to be predicting. I don't know. There's only 365 days in a year. What else are you predicting with the weather? Total winnings of $25,700 with a good win rate. So he made $25,000. Okay. This trader is like a meteorologist who controls the weather because he bets every day. His strategy is simple. What he does is buy yes on only things that are below 10 to 15 cents. Buys no only if it's above 40 to 50 cents. And he still risks less than $1 per position. The most successful bets, he bet $48 and it became $1,020. Obviously, if the rest of the market was wrong. 127 he turned into 1,221, and $107 turned into 1,327. So small bets and a small price equals positive profit over time. Interesting ways. People are getting creative with it. I like that. And this guy also got kicked out for being too good, I guess. He found Polymarket, makes $6 million in profit in 2 months. Trades sports markets only, holds every position until resolution. Win or lose, he rides it to $0 or $1. He never panic sells. That's crazy. Only exits at exactly 50 cents in rare cases, hedging when odds flip, right? Every bet held until the market resolves. This is what discipline looks like. Crazy. So there's that. I guess I'll read this one first. Instagram, they released their, yeah, everything's fixed now, guys. We fixed an issue that let an external party request password reset emails for some people. We talked about the data breach that happened yesterday, right? They said that there was no breach of our systems and your Instagram accounts are secure. You can ignore those emails. Sorry for any confusion. I beg to differ, but that's okay. And Nikita Beer also posted, I'm glad you shared this on X because nobody would see it on Threads. Oh, so true. Get owned. A competitor is trying to go after us with false rumors. FTX is fine, assets are fine, says SBF. Same vibe, I agree. Okay. What is this? Clarity Act? Russell 2000? The Russell 2000 index is broken above 2,600 for the first time ever. Not currently, but last week, I think. Let me pull up the US 2000, which mostly correlates to what Bitcoin does. Oh, this is, yeah, this is like right now. Okay. No, not right now, but this happened Friday. Friday, we did close almost at an all-time high. Basically, yeah, at all-time high. 2,600 plus. The Russell 2000 tracks small cap US companies. These are the highest risk part of traditional markets. They only lead when money is flowing back into the system and investors are willing to take risk again. Now connect this with what is happening on the liquidity side. The Fed is already buying back treasury bills. That adds liquidity to the system. Trump has ordered $200 billion in mortgage bond purchases. That injects more liquidity through the housing market. The Treasury is still releasing funds from the TGA. What is the TGA? Do I really not know what this is? Yeah, trends. Okay. No, it's none of that. The Game Awards, it's not the Game Award. Treasury. Dude, I don't know. The Treasury General Account. Okay, that's what it means. More money is entering financial markets. Trump is talking about tariff dividends, which is direct cash into households, which we do want this to happen. So that is why I am hoping that tariffs are not illegal, ruled by the Supreme Court, right? We're getting that decision this week. I think it was on the 15th, Thursday. Trump is talking about tax cuts and tax refunds, which gives more disposable income so that you can bet on crypto or the Russell 2000, whatever your cup of tea is. All of this is liquidity, and Russell 2000 is moving first, and that is normal. Historically, when the Russell 2000 entered a strong uptrend, Ethereum and altcoins also follow in the months after, because money flows from small caps to high risk to even higher risk and then to crypto. Now look what's happening with crypto. We've been in a downtrend for 3 months. The October 10th crash flushed leverage and confidence. Order books are thinner. Not a lot of people are trading, right? Most weekends are already gone. Everybody that says this is a scam and we're going down forever, they've already sold. They're out of it. At the same time, the first quarter of this year brings the Clarity Act, literally this week, which will lead to less manipulation, better regulations, and more institutional interest, especially when it comes to stuff like altcoins. Even Binance is talking about a possible super cycle, which we looked at yesterday. Not because of hype, but because liquidity, structure, risk, appetite, all of that is aligning. So when the Russell 2000 breaks 2,600, that's not just a normal thing. It's a sign of what is coming next for crypto in 2026. I sure hope so. But we're still like, if you were to compare the two, can you like do a correlation thing? Correlation coefficient? Is it this? I forget how people do it. I'm not going to worry about it. But yeah. It's not one-to-one what crypto does. And I'm not sure if there's a specific correlation to it. Can I just do like BTC, USDT, and I can... That's not what I wanted. I don't know how to use TradingView. I suck. Pretty sure it was correlation. All right, thanks. I've got to disable this first. Is it this? Oh, I'm stupid. Yes, it was. Okay. Okay, we have Bitcoin already, so hold on. Let me do it again. Come on. Symbol. What is it called? US 2000. Apply. And then what do? I drag this up here? Yes. And no, that's not what I'm looking for. Oh, this is a different indicator. I know what it means. Yeah, we're not correlated with it at all. Not most of the time. Like if it's 1-to-1 correlated, you'll notice it over here. But in this case, it's not. And I'm looking at this in a 4-hour chart either way. We're kind of correlated over here, but recently, okay, this is kind of what I wanted to show. The high correlation with the Russell 2000, it's happened in the past, right? But currently, we're at basically an all-time low. Is this really all-time low? Practically, ignoring 2023. We're at a very low point. We're not correlated with the Russell 2000 at all right now. So it's only a matter of time before we catch up. That's kind of the message I'm trying to tell. So that's what I think. Okay. Lovely. Let's turn this back on. That's all the news I had for tonight. Wow, we're still on the rise here. To put a stop loss or to not put a stop loss? I might. Because I was literally about to close it earlier in the stream. I was like, dude, I might just close all this. What else was I looking at? Zcash? What is Zcash doing? We didn't really reach pivot level. If we do approach this, I might short. I don't know. I'll look at this in more detail. Because I don't expect Zcash to continue to do well. I could just look this up. Will Zcash continue to do well? Will I get an AI answer? It's a subject of debate amongst analysts, with a recent price rally countered by significant regulatory and governance risks. Yeah, because the dev team resigned. Renewed interest in privacy. That's growing. But I think Monero will outpace. Strong fundamentals. That's true. I did like the fundamentals. The 21 million coins, similar to Bitcoin. But the fact that it has no more future. I mean, does it really need a future though? Actively developing layer 2 solutions? Yeah, not anymore. That's outdated. Halving cycle, that happened already. Bearish factors, regulatory headwinds. We don't got to worry about that because same deal with Monero, right? Anything privacy is going to face regulatory headwind. Zcash is highly volatile. Okay, that's not an issue though. Governance issues. Yeah, this recent internal disagreements. Panic selling and short-term price drops. Okay, it remains a high risk, high reward speculative asset. Yeah, I'm gonna bet on its downfall, right? We'll see. And I want to give one last visit to Polymarket. Khamenei, supreme leader out of Iran by January 31st. They dropped it odds now. It's at 21%. It used to be at 26%. Okay. Will Trump acquire Greenland before 2027? People actually don't think it's going to happen. Okay, will the Iranian regime fall before 2027? That's a pretty high chance, a 52% chance. US strikes Iran by... When is it happening? Tell me. By June 30, guaranteed. By January 11, that's literally right now. What if I bought yes? I'd make a huge return, wouldn't I? 0902. I'd make $18,000 if this is right. What if they actually did strike tonight? Oh, I'd be so rich. I mean, I'd only have 2 hours left. And I'd just be like locked up in my bedroom being like, please strike Iran so I can make 18,000. Nah, that's cynical. I refuse to do that. It's blasphemous. Okay, good rise, good rise. I'm going to be putting a stop loss on this before I go. What price, smarty pants? Let's see, 91K? More. 100, 50, 90, nope, 250, 260, yeah. Paying $8 in fees, you're a joke, dude. 280. No, way more than that then. 300. 400. That's better. 91k 400 stop loss. I make 50 bucks. Okay, thank you. And Hyperliquid, good rise as well. Oh man, this is actually pretty beautiful. I actually don't even think I'm going to put a stop loss. I'll just move it to break even, honestly. What is break even price? 24.14. I'm just going to copy paste this. So I guarantee don't lose money. And let it rise. I like that. Okay, better. Because if I put it at 50, like we're making 80 right now. Or 75. See how fast it's already like coming back down or up. It's pretty easily going to hit my 50 stop loss and then immediately go all the way up there. I do feel like we are going to hit this target. So I'll just put a stop loss at break even, which is less likely to happen. Because I timed the perfect bottom almost. So it's more likely to hit the take profit from here. I like it. And then I don't have to worry about this week's volatility here. With Bitcoin, I'm more willing to just... Actually, am I willing to do this? This already kind of happened to me before. And I got screwed over. That means I'll have to prepare for like another entry. If it does happen, anything sub 90,000, I'll be entering. Is this wise? It's a good rise so far. Yeah, I'll leave it there. Whatever. We'll see what happens. Good rise. My phone is fully charged. Okay, great. I'm going to go with my phone now. I'll end the stream, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you like, subscribe. Like I said, I'll get that Discord link ready. If you do want to join, it'll be open for 1 week only. And then until whenever I decide to announce another link. Okay, guys. Take care.